Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Unlimited Monster Truck Series interview number 1. Today I'm here with Vincent Akard, driver of the Avenger machine.
Monster Truck Throwdown! Yeah!
Alright. So today we're going to ask you a couple of questions. Where you started, your game plan going into Tampa, just your plan as a whole for Season 1. So I think we're going to start off with where you started in ROR.
You know, I started way back in probably around 2013, 2012. Really wasn't in the league scene that much. I was just getting started on ROR, just messing around. And then in 2016, I actually got my first controller in Rigs of Rods, and that really sparked my skill, I guess you could say, and I started competing in leagues. And I started to get some wins under my belt, and it led to me joining WRA, competing against some big guns, and that turned out well. My first ever event, I almost took the overall event championship. I took the win in freestyle. Actually, I tied for freestyle with Max Halpert, and it was overall a great night, and I'm looking forward to this season.
That's a fairly interesting start. Very similar to probably a lot of the guys in UMTS, but I feel like you started a little bit earlier than a lot of them.
Yeah, I was a keyboard warrior for a little bit.
Yo, I've been on keyboard my entire time on ROR, 2015 to present day.
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for you guys. It takes a lot of skill to play on keyboard, and I've just perfected controller, so you guys, I got a lot of respect for you, because I sure can't play on keyboard anymore.
Alright, so what do you think your game plan going into Tampa is going to be?
Well, you know, Tampa, we're debuting a new 2019 track for the Monster Jam track, and it should be very interesting. Drivers are still trying to get used to this track layout for racing. You know, racing, you gotta have a lot of momentum in the turns, and tight turns, and then floor it down the straightaways, and it's all about that last turn. If you mess up, it's gonna screw you over in that race. You just gotta keep it fast, keep it tight, and that should lead to a victory in racing.
It is definitely a very interesting course. Honestly, wasn't too keen on it when they unveiled it at the 2019 season kickoff, but I'm starting to like it.
And if you notice in the second turn, it's not straight. You actually are going at an angle, kind of like in a way of Thunder Alley in a way, because you're going at an angle into the next turn, so that can be a little difficult for these drivers, including myself.
Mm-hmm. You don't get that angle, you're gonna slam into a jump or a touring car or something, and your race.
Yeah, you kind of want to go out wide in these turns if you want to get a good advantage in the final turn.
So, out of all the competitors who have signed up so far, who do you think is going to be your biggest rival going into Tampa?
You know, we got a great lineup of drivers here in the Limited Monster Truck Tour, but you know, there's two that stand out when I see their names on this list. It's got to be Adam and Brad Curlin. You know, I have some of these guys I haven't seen compete before, so it should be interesting. But Brad and Adam, I think there'll be some good competitors in racing. I know Brad's a good freestyler and two-wheel skill artist, I guess you could say. But it should be really interesting. I'm looking forward to having some racing battles with Adam and the rest of these drivers. Should be a great season.
Two very fast drivers gone against both in both Adam's tour and the original version of UMTS back when it was an indie league. Very tough drivers to race against. Just so much control out of them. I think one of the few drivers I've raced against who even come close to them is probably Nick Taquinto.
Oh, is Nick in this tour?
I think he was in the early days, but I think he's.
You know,
he's
me and Nick are rivals right there. We'd battle it out in racing and always be a close race, always be a close freestyle ending. So I'm gonna give these guys a run for their money, because I know some of these guys haven't seen me compete before. So I'm gonna make a statement in this tour. I guarantee it.
All right, so what is your attack on the season as a whole?
The season as a whole, probably go big, get some wins, at least get. I'm gonna go for, how many events are there again?
We've got 8, including World Finals.
8. I'm going for 3 overall event championships this season. You know, my main goal is to get at least 1 event win each show. So, like, whether that be winning racing, freestyle, or 2-wheel skills, I think I can pull it off. We'll have to see. But yeah, it should be a great season. Avenger truck is dialed in racing. Good freestyle setup. We're actually, sneak peek for those watching this right now, we're actually going to run the rusty body from World Finals 17 at Tampa tonight. And when this body is trashed, we're going to throw on the old green body, and then we're going to rock this season in freestyle. And just, I guarantee you, we're going to go through a lot of bodies.
Now, we've announced that our World Finals track is going to be the insanely technical, insanely big World Finals 16 track from 2015. What are your thoughts on that choice?
You know, World Finals 16, it's a really good track. There's lots of opportunities for big air and freestyle. Good racing. The cars are a little bit lifted the turning cars are lifted in racing. So that can really just ruin your race if you clip them, because it's like just hitting a brick wall. You're going to flip if you clip them, and your race is ruined. And then for freestyle, there's that massive backflip ramp in the middle of the track. That's legit a brick wall, and that should be interesting to see drivers hit. And it's just kind of a crammed track, but there's a lot of opportunities for 2-wheel skills, big air, saves, a lot of unexpected things on that track. So I like it.
Now, we had a bit of a problem in the server a few days ago with people not remembering what truck people were in. You almost getting the truck you wanted, but turns out Brad was in that truck. Me forgetting which truck TJ was in. Big mess. So you ended up getting kind of stuck with Avenger.
Yeah, you're right on that, but you know, I'm actually happy. My first pick in my mind was, you know, I want to get a truck that's well known in the indie scene, and I was like, I want Avenger, but I was like, probably Avenger's probably taken. And then I know Mikey Vauders Jr., and so I was like, okay, Overkill. And it turns out Overkill is taken, but that's okay. I'm actually happy I'm an Avenger. I'd rather be an Avenger than Overkill, so I'm glad it all turned out well in my opinion. So we're gonna rock it in Avenger. You know, Jim Kohler, he's known for his air, known for pleasing the crowd. So we're gonna go big, and we're definitely not gonna let the viewers down in Avenger tonight. And Avenger, not tonight. Well, February, when is it, 16th?
February 17th.
It's been a long day.
Not too long left until our first event in Tampa.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that.
All right, we've got one more question for you. What are your thoughts on the real-life Monster Jam season so far?
real life Monster Jam season. You know, it's been awesome so far. Todd LeDuc bringing back the LeDuc leap. Just so many awesome two-wheel skills. Tom Mintz going up on the backflip ramp and basically pulling off what they did in the Encore World Finals. So far, it's an amazing year. Fire versus Ice, just everything. I can name 100 things about this. But you know, coming down to tour-wise, I'm gonna rank the tours in my opinion. Stadium Tour 1, and then we'll take the first spot for the best tour. And then in second, I'm gonna put Stadium Tour 3, and then in third, Stadium Tour 2. You know, Stadium Tour 1 has a great group of drivers, all talented. You know, Ryan Anderson and Tom Mintz, you know, they're always going to go big. And then in Stadium Tour 3, you got just an overall good group of drivers, good people. And Corey Rummel going big, doing the fish flip or whatever he called it. You know, it's just been pretty crazy. And honestly, to be honest with you, I feel that Stadium Tour 2 is kind of a letdown, in my opinion. But that's all my thoughts.
Alright. Nice talking to you. For those of you watching at home, Event 1 is February 17th. Tampa 2019 Show 1. It'll be streamed right here on the UMTS YouTube channel. Times for that event have not been announced yet. Probably shooting for 7:30 to 8 p.m. Tune in.